tonight that many people are going to be found alive. We go to the investigation now. ABC's Pierre Thomas is with us from Washington. Pierre.
Peter, we now have additional information on that material witness arrest warrant which has been issued. We're being told by sources that the person who has been arrested has links to a relative of Osama bin Laden. There's no information that this person was involved in the attack, but because of that link to Osama bin Laden's relative and other links, they do feel that this person has highly relevant information, and they also say that they feel that he is a risk of fleeing the country.
Did they tell you where this material witness is at the moment?
Yes, he's being held in New York. The additional information we have is that he's one of the people detained at JFK yesterday, Peter.
Exactly. Thanks, Pierre Thomas. I wanted you to add that so that we could go to John Miller here. John, this is all part and parcel of these two incidents last night, one at Kennedy and one at LaGuardia Airport, which totally spooked the authorities here, which we reported for much of the evening, and then the FBI got kind of anxious about this morning.
Yeah, they dialed back on it this morning and released most of the suspects, but they've held on to this one individual. Today, at a press conference by the Port Authority police, they explained their rationale behind the raid and so on. And when they said they'd released all but one, they were pressed by reporters, why are you holding the one you're holding? And they were very circumspect, only saying, we have sufficient grounds to hold that person. That apparently relates to what Pierre is talking about.
Do you know anything more about the basis on which they're holding him?
Well, this was what we were told was one of the things that set off big alarm bells, which is, you know, they ran a lot of information through databases, and apparently the address he used up in Massachusetts is an address that was resided at by a Osama bin Laden brother who resides here in the United States. And of course, that raised everybody up, and they're trying to investigate beyond the address. Is there any personal connection?
Do we know that he had a fake ID when he tried to get on that aircraft last night? Or actually when he did get on the aircraft?
Yeah, and it's one of those things that is actually reversed. He had a fake ID that he presented to get on the aircraft, and then under questioning he produced a pilot's license, but the name on the pilot's license was different. And he explained that the false ID he was using was a relative of his, but that the pilot's license was his real name. And it turns out he really is trained and really is a pilot. But the identity he used to get on the flight is not his name.
Tom Webb, thanks. Anything else to add, by the way, on the investigation before we go on?
No, I think the material witness is the big development here, and they're being very circumspect about that. The material witness warrant, the instrument they used to arrest him and hold him, is sealed. So the details therein are something that they're not willing to share. When I pressed one of the people I spoke to tonight on, well, what is it that this witness could tell you of such value, he said, well, if he started talking, we could tell you that.
Thank you very much. Not funny at all, but ironic.